What is up, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of Shop Talk Live. We're going to go over, as you see in the title, as Shannon gets situated in the background over there. We're going to talk about 10 things you should know before starting your t-shirt printing or your screen printing business. And these are just some ideas off the top of our head. We could have put together a list that could have gone on for hours.
I came up with these in 3 minutes.
So that just goes to show how easily we came up with these things. And I came up with mine in a couple minutes as well. Not that it's a competition, Shannon. It's a little bit of a competition. Oh my God!
You didn't set me up for success.
Shannon, I had to wait for it to start playing in order to set you up. So I'm gonna set Shannon up real quick.
No,
real
I'm
quick,
fine.
So that way,
I can handle it myself. I'm a big girl.
Did you hit refresh and then
I have to watch
pull
an
up
ad.
No, just pull up the chat, goofball. So I'm gonna get Shannon pulled up on the chat, and then as you guys start to tune in, we will dive right into the topic.
I was not set up for success.
Oh, we're setting you up for success, all right. It's just nobody's said anything just yet.
Are you sure? Because I don't think I said hey guys, and I don't think we've been on for an hour and 12 minutes and 52 seconds.
No, that's the wrong. That's the wrong diddly.
Yeah, well,
The
again,
wrong
set up for
thingamabobber.
success.
Yeah, you're not setting yourself up for success over here.
Oh, God.
Hold on a second. I'll get you there. Hold on.
And now
Bear with us while I get Shannon set up here with the live chatteroni. There we go. Pop out chat. Ow.
I don't even understand how Facebook works. What did you just do?
Oh my lord. Why don't you just settle down there for a second?
Okay, hi
Okay.
Tiamo. Hi Russell. Hey Jason. Rabbits, yay, hey. Tio.
Rybeats, what's up,
Yo.
man? Are you still
Garment Creations.
Are you still out
Hi.
of the country? Let us know in the chatteroni. Thanks for
Chatteroni, huh?
thanks for tuning in, everybody.
What's a chatteroni?
Just the chat. Tiamo,
I
Russell,
already said hi.
Ends. I'm saying hi now.
I'm covering it.
Oh, I want to say hello too. Garment
No.
Creations. What is going on,
My
T.O.?
guys.
Hope everybody's had a good weekend. Hope the week went well for everybody. While we're just kind of hanging out, we're at about the 5-minute mark. We'll start diving into our little topic at hand. But in the meantime, let us know if anything new has come up in the chat.
Rabbits, you stay awake for us. Why don't
How are you liking it there in the Philippines so far?
well, I just woke up.
I
so-
don't. Oh, did he? Where?
Wait, no,
He just
that's
says,
Jason.
"Yep, still here."
That's Jason.
Jason just woke up.
Jason, you stay awake.
Oh, geez, Jason. You know, one of these days, Jason, you got to get your own live chat going, so that way we can tune in and put it in our own hilarious commentation.
I keep trying to recommend people to you, but everyone here is New York, and they're like, nah.
Oh, because they hear New York.
Yeah, I'm like, no, dude, I know somebody. I got.
That's why
I know
Jason.
people.
That's why Jason. He has that New York sense of humor. Like you have to get it.
Are you talking
Sometimes.
about like Tommy? Too?
No, yeah. Well, Tommy as well. You got to know the sense of humor. I think that's. I think sarcasm originated in New York, didn't it, Shannon?
No.
What's up, Dave? What's going on? Thanks for joining us. So, as far as news for us, we've just kind of been up to our regular grind, and it's starting to approach our slower season. So it's November. November. It's already getting a little quieter. Wouldn't you say, Shannon? I mean, it's not exactly quiet, but we're not like, oh my God, we're not running in circles or running around like madness. Like say June, July. Those tend to be our busiest months.
I spent 6 hours on a quote today.
Okay, Shannon spent 6 hours on quotes today.
On a quote.
On a quote.
And then I lost it.
And spent some time myself, in particular, doing some mock-ups for some artwork. Getting on the phone, lining up our new press so that we should have some news for y'all here in the very, very near future.
We're going to be printing for astronauts.
Or a astronaut, right?
Yes.
And then I'm a little... The other thing that's been going on that's not related to screen printing is the Astros lost. Very disappointed about that.
Meh.
But, yeah, whatever. All right, so it is 6 minutes
Hi, Matthew.
into the program, and we're going to get this party started. When you say Shannon, I'm not going to do the normal intro that I normally do, which is the music and all that. And that is because I have to pick out a new song. So it's just going to come straight into us.
It should be something like punk rock.
Yeah, I have to find some music that is that I'm not going to get copyright violations
I'm just saying,
to.
like, find something like kind of punk rock.
Find it for me. It's royalty free. I'm happy. I'd be happy to. Ready?
6
Here we
hours
go.
on a quote.
Bam! There's our intro. What is up, everybody? Matt with Micah Designs here. We got
Yo!
Shannon the Shop Gnome, my lovely host.
Aww.
And so what we're going to talk about today are if you're new into screen printing or whether or not you're already into it, we're going to share some of our...
Did you see that?
What happened?
Oh, he decided to ghost it and also the thing just went...
So we're going to talk about 10 things reclamation. And so Shannon, do you want to kick this one off? You want to kick it off, or do you want to say something in the chat?
I have something to say first off.
Okay, go ahead.
To everyone that listens, and they're waiting on quotes and things from me, I apologize. I am sorry. I have pretty much ignored my email today. I spent 6 hours on a quote. I lost the entire thing after 6 hours. It wasn't even done. But if you're waiting on a quote from me and you actually watch this thing, especially David, I promise I'm going to get to your email. I swear to God.
Who's that, Dave Nell?
David Linton.
David Linton.
The guy
Okay.
from Dubai. I promise I'm going to get to everything. I apologize right now. Just give me a hot minute because 6 hours on a quote and then I was fried because I wanted to cry. And then I talked to Bruce from Printava. I was like, hey, you know what you need?
Autosave, right?
Autosave or what's it called?
Draft.
There
A
we
draft
go.
save.
Yeah, draft stage. So, okay. So, yeah. Anyways, just want to say sorry to anybody that's still waiting on numbers for me. Love you guys. Promise. Paula just farted and it smells awful. Almost tastes awful. And I'll start it off. Okay.
Like onions and ketchup. All right, go ahead and kick it off there, Shannon.
Okay, so we're going to go.
Random list of things. So, first item up for bid.
Oh, sorry. I was distracted with the chat.
Yeah, with the program.
Okay, so one of the things that people really don't take into consideration when they're starting their own business and they're starting to quote people, things like that, there are a lot of additional costs and fees that you need to include with pricing, and you need to figure out how you're going to handle it. Some people, like myself, I like to itemize, but Matt, I swear to God, are we ever going to get this one right?
Go ahead. I'm just moving it closer to you. You don't have to stop your performance. Go ahead.
Performance.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I've been kind of on this thing about nickel and diming lately, because that's what Matt was saying. Like, one of the things that he was learning is actually like kind of crucial into, profitability. And so when, say you're going from Sanmar, they have a $3.95 shipping fee immediately just budged in there. Or SNS is a really good one that you could need to be thinking about, because sometimes the prices on SNS are a lot lower than places like TSC. or Sanmar. But then you get to the shipping thing. Even if you qualify for free freight, they have like 20 something dollars in cash discount loss or whatever. And so you have to be able to factor that part in. So that's one of the things that when you go into it and you're starting to price for people, you need to be able to just divide it among the pieces.
So add it to the total overall quote.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't, it's something, I wouldn't say it's relatively new, but you don't really think about that because when you're putting together a quote, you might see here's the price per shirt. And you're like, oh, okay, I might need to factor in shipping if you're not hitting that $200 mark. And then they slam you with things like, as you're saying, loss of cash discount. And then if you're using somebody like PayPal charges you like 3% for the transaction. Not only that, I think it's like 70 lows, whatever you want to call them. So do you want to, is there anything else you want to say about that and elaborate?
No, it's just basically like figure out how you guys want to do your quotes when you're starting out. If you are going to be the kind of guy, but the thing is, what I've discovered is consistency. If you want to like put everything into one big pile and then divide it between the shirts, good, go for it. But keep it that way. Don't bring someone like me in after Matt's been doing it a certain way.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other topic on its own.
Oh, well, yeah. But I'm just saying, keep it consistent, like how you're going to be doing it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that part.
Nice. Good one. Good one, Shannon. Pat yourself on the back.
Ow. That actually hurt. I just smacked myself in the back of the neck.
All right, so item number 2. Forbid.
Are we going to do that every time?
Number 2.
Because that's going to be really irritating.
All right, so what I got written down here is dealing with unhappy clients. So starting
send them to him.
a shirt business, whether it's screen printing, whatever the case may be, you're eventually going to have to deal with some unhappy clients, and then how you go about handling that. How we tend to, you're not going to make, let me just say this first off, you're not going to make everybody happy. Like there's, I listen to Shannon on the phone and just how she connects with people versus I'm just like, some people I just connect with really well, and then Shannon tends to connect with a certain client base as well. And then it's like there's times we do need to kind of trade off, I would say. Like say for instance, I'm not going to say anyone's name in particular, but they come in and they're just kind of like they either want to bro it out or it might be someone that just
broing out pisses me off.
They
won't
like
want to
they
talk
have
to me.
their eyes on me, and so
I can't even get them to leave a message.
Yeah, I would say, let's say for instance you mess up an order or you're just not getting along with them or you're not connecting, and you don't always have to. I mean, there's certain people that just they want to place an order. If you do a good job, you're efficient, you keep up your communication, a lot of those things will help. But I mean, things happen, mistakes happen, and how we generally deal with it is we will fix our mistake and we'll give another, let's say 7 to 10 business days to fix the situation. If you have the screen set up and ready to go, then fine, knock it out. But I mean, you're not going to make everybody happy, but just do your best. I'm just going to close this out with do your best to make things right, and that will go a long way. There's been a client that we were late on a shirt order for, and we got it to them, and I would say that having the shirts, and this is something my boss told me years ago, the art director that I worked under for some time, is even though you're late, it's not the end of the world. As long as they're happy with the end product, if they're not missing like any particular deadline, then they'll have those shirts to look at and they'll say, hey, they did a good job. They won't necessarily remember whether or not it was, maybe you screwed up and then you got some replacement shirts to them. They're not going to remember that.
All right.
Let's go on
I have three things. I have three things to say. First off,
okay,
I got really lucky in the fact that it's really hard to yell at me. I don't like they just well no because I even over the phone I can sound like a kicked puppy. I've only been yelled at once, and I was pissed beyond belief what I did.
That you sound like you're 17, so it's like, oh, I don't want to hurt the 17-year-old's feeling.
Yeah, there's that. And okay, and second up though, with those shirt orders that we get late on stuff, one of the things that we've started doing is making sure in the headline on our calendar is in all caps, hard deadline, which is really I've actually noticed a real big difference, like making sure that those are on time versus our kind of sliding scale of 10 to 15 business days. The worst thing anyone can ever say is no rush, and I'm just like, okay.
The ones that are easy for us to crank out quick are the one colors, obviously, and then the 6 color jobs, the amount of adjusting and all that stuff. But
okay, and
all right,
last thing, Daniel. I want to say, Daniel, I'm going to actually cover that in one of our topics, so sit tight. And we will actually approach that. That's all.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's me again.
All right, Shannon, back over to you. What do you have on your list of Aroni over there as far as...
List-a-roni. Can you stop saying Aroni?
All right, get on
one
with
of the things that you don't really actually take into consideration is the balance that you're going to have to figure out with your personal life. Like, say, last weekend we had to bring the kids up. Here.
Family life.
Yeah. We had work to do, so we brought the kids up. Someone decided to place about 5 cups of water on my desk.
Oh.
They literally drowned my keyboard. Had to buy a whole new one. That's why last live I was honestly on Matt's phone the entire time trying to read everything. And so you got to kind of like figure out how to manage, where you're spending your personal time, and you need to know cutoff times as well. Like when you have to say, nope, stop it, make allowances for like a gap instead of like, just running straight through things. Because what a lot of people don't realize is sometimes it will just consume you all freaking day long.
There is the, like, say for instance, we have our work hours, and we stick to that pretty hardcore, because if we give the impression to a client that, hey, so our work hours are from 10 to 6, we'll even be here in the office, and we'll get a phone call 9:45, like, nope, 10 o'clock is when we'll start dealing with all that. We're kind of like getting prep work and all that stuff done, and then after 6 o'clock, depending on what is going on, I mean, for the most part, 6 o'clock, that's it. No emails, no. And the personal text messages, even though, let's say, for instance, if you don't have a location, not to answer the personal or text messages, and not even giving out, like, used to do everything through my phone, but now
that we have the landline,
there's very few.
I've made it a policy. Like, people have actually asked me, like, hey, what's Matt's cell phone? I'm like, I'm sorry, it's company policy that I don't give that out. And then for one person, I was just frank about it. I was like, honestly, it drives me insane if I have to hear ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. All right. So that's 5 minutes into that one. You good? Feel like, is there any last little few seconds of wisdom when it comes to that, balancing the personal life?
Just don't let it consume you until it takes over your personal life too. Make sure that you're actually spending time with the people that you care about, because it does get addicting. I agree.
Okay, so the next thing, what I have on my list is lining up your blank vendors and suppliers. I can't tell you how many times I see people, or just even before we got on, which has kind of made me think of the subject, people asking, where do we get our blank shirts from, supplies and whatnot.
Here's a hint, don't go to Jiffy.
And yeah, you're not doing yourself any favor, and when it comes to the competition. If you're already being charged tax for shirts, such as going to Jiffy Shirts, there's nothing wrong with it initially to kind of get into it. But if you really want to start or pursue a career or start a business, printing shirts, heat pressing, whatever the case may be, those are our top
Not me.
favorites. There's Alpha Broder, there's TSF, which we still need to sign up for. TSF.
I want to go with the cotton people.
Okay, so I mean, there's plenty of them out there, but just be sure that, like, say for instance, all of our promotional products, we go through 4over. They've just expanded that, which we might have to make that a whole nother topic in itself. So they're doing a lot of promotional products. We're gonna check that out, and perhaps we can give our review on it.
We did ASI for like a hot minute, and then just...
yeah, it's just not the foundation. It's not the backbone of what we do.
Yeah.
So some of the other things are your supplies for screen printing or your HTV, whatever the case may be. Some of our favorite vendors to go through, because they are here in town: GSG, McBee Supply, Lee's Screen Print Supply, every once in a blue moon. And we do prefer to deal locally and with smaller shops if possible, but it does all come down to price. Let's say, for instance, if McBee Supply has a gallon of emulsion that is $110 versus $60 at another vendor, then obviously we got to cut costs where we can and still get that quality product. And so line up, get that resale certificate, line up your vendors towards where you can be competitive and put some extra money in your pocket with your blanks. Don't go to Walmart or Jiffy Shirts or blanktees.com
or Michael's
or whatever the hell it is. I mean, we go to those places in a pinch, like Michael's, where we can drive.
Like if it's on a Saturday. No, we don't do that. If it's on a pinch, we
tell
them we told them to go to Michael's and bring it to us.
You buy the shirt.
This is me problem solving. I'm like, hey, you want it that badly?
Or even the HTV, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've done that several times. I'm like, hey, you want this shirt so badly? It's a Saturday. We're here working. Tell you what, you bring me the vinyl, you bring me the shirt, I will get it done for you. You can sit here and wait, and I will make small chat because I am amazing at that.
I would say, even to elaborate on this, plan ahead as well. I'm probably not that great at planning ahead because I tend to, and a good piece of advice that I was told by someone was have your screens ready and your inks pulled aside a day ahead, just to make sure that A, you have the color ink in stock that you need, and then B, your screens are ready to go, so that way the next day
that's why
you can hammer everything out.
That's why I set the day of production before.
Right, which means I have to have the screens and the ink pulled the day before.
Yeah, I set that in the calendar.
Or ready to go.
There's a production day and there's a due date.
There we go.
And so I set it a couple days ahead of time.
So
because I'm beautiful and wonderful.
Line up your vendors, that way you're not, and get that resale certificate if you don't have it already. Here in Texas, all you really need is a DBA. If you want to do an LLC and all that stuff, that's up to you. We'll cover that. Okay, Shannon, what do you have on your list next?
Well, my next thing was actually kind of, I think you know this, it's bouncing off of yours with the vendors and stuff like that.
Okay.
And this is for like a little bit further down the line, but you have to realize it in the beginning and start as early as you can. I
thought yours was more about the relationship.
That's what I was about to.
Okay, sorry. Well, good segue.
Steal my thumber. Yes. I said thumber.
I stole your thumber?
You stole my thumber.
Right,
anyways, so no, like, something you need to start like as early as possible, and most people don't realize this, is you need to develop a relationship.
Develop a relationship with them. It definitely does help.
Yes, it helps because they'll help you out in a pinch. And I know I sound like a broken record because I know I've talked about this like a million times, but something that a lot of people, when they go into this, they don't really realize is it gets harder for them to say no the better you get to know them. And shit, there'll be times that I have too much on my plate and I'll just be like, I'll call my rep from TSC and be like, hey, I I have a million things to do. Can you please help me find these?
And he will.
Yeah. And it saves me a million like years in time. And you can actually, like, once you like start getting like, you know, a big, like, you know, a sustainable, you know, regular account with them, you can actually start asking, hey, can I have a discount on this? So that's something that you need to start like from the very, very beginning. And a lot of people don't really understand that. No, you need to just get in there. TSC is the best one for that. Honestly, they actually really do put a good amount of effort into their customer service, and I think they're amazing. I talked to one guy. I think his name was Paul or Ron or something. I talked to him three times in like 15 minutes, and he wasn't annoyed with me at all because I was like, "Hey, we're missing 4 shirts." Wait, no, that's the wrong shirts. Then I called him back.
I remember.
Wait,
that.
no. Something. And then third call. Hey, wait, I found them. Never mind. And he was completely patient with it. They're really good with it. SNS is a little salesy. They don't really have a great outreach program for the whole networking thing, but you can still always ask for discounts. So keep in mind that after you get a regular rapport with, you know, even just looking through your account invoice.
I'd say SNS has like a pretty good catalog, though.
They have the best catalog.
Yeah.
They have definitely the best catalog. I love them the most for that. But
so SNS,
and they have the best reps at the vendors.
SNS, if you want to reach out to us and like hook us up with our own
and
personal
stop trying to
rep.
sell me on a credit line.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. They were just trying to
they
hook
were
it up
they
with
were
a
just
credit
trying to
line.
sell me on a credit line. And I'm just going.
You know, that might not be too bad.
I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just like how hard he was pushing it instead of like, you know, trying to like, you know, actually develop a connection.
Like a net 30 thing. Because that's one of our next steps we need to do is a net 30.
Well, the thing is though, the way he was pitching it to me, I was like, well, he was like, you can like, you know, take all of that stuff, like the cash discount loss and stuff out. And I was just like, I already factored that in, and my clients seem pretty happy still.
Let's revisit that once we get. It's because our slow season is approaching. Let's revisit that and see if it's like a net 30 deal towards where we can get some discounts.
Dave, I'm getting into yours too.
We're you know.
We're still always learning.
We're learning as well. We haven't set up a net 30. It'd be cool to set that up and then put the money aside that we do know is for shirts. But let's look into that. If not this year, once we got the PayPal thing taken care of, then that might be something worthwhile that will put some extra change in our pocket, and we won't have to charge our clients.
I feel like I'm pretty good at keeping it separate anyways.
Right. So, I mean, we might have to have a whole nother account to like shoot funds to for that. So
we'll look into it. We'll look into it.
Yeah,
all right. Anyways.
Cool.
Allegiant Graphics said he actually just signed up with TSC today. And they seem like they really want his business. I don't care what region you're from. Ask for Shannon. He's amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Shannon's running amazing packs.
Although, you know, the team over there, they're just great overall. I think we've had maybe out of the 4 or 5 reps that's kind of their turnover has been a little high. Ian was awesome.
Ian was fantastic.
Rebecca was she was cool.
I talked to her once.
She was cool. She just didn't stick around for very long. Or maybe
she got somebody else, and then there was Shannon.
She might have got shuffled around.
And Shannon is my bestie now. When
I know.
He's like, you sure knock Shannon a lot. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Shannon's like emailing her costume.
Well, we talk about it. He emailed me pictures of his baby.
All right. I don't care. I really don't care. It's just
when he's mad.
when I'm flustered out there, and then there's like conversation going on the phone. I'm
still working. God forbid I have joy in my work.
Hey, me too. When I talked on the phone for 2.5 hours.
3.5.
3 hours to
3.5.
To Mr. Cam, she wasn't very happy about that.
It said hard deadline.
We were. I got that taken care of. Okay, they got their shirts on time. All right, so I think that about concludes that one, Shannon. Let's see. So what I got here, the next thing that I personally would like to talk about is kind of figuring out what the bottleneck in your business is. I would say for us, the bottleneck for us is screens for the most part. We can crank out the art pretty efficiently. We can line up or get quotes out depending on how backed up Shannon is. And that's one of the things I was telling Michelle, and we're going to talk about afterwards, is getting Michelle more involved. And so that way we can kind of relieve some of those bottlenecks. And for me, it's getting the screens ready to go, or just having squeegees, ink set aside. I mean, once we got the screens, we have a limited amount of squeegees with our automatic, and so we do a job. If there happens to be a red and we can keep that red squeegee going, that's cool. Otherwise, we got to go to the washout booth and clean those squeegees, get everything all set
Honestly,
up.
I think Michelle would be more interested in the production side rather than looking at my back end stuff.
Okay, well, I think we'll.
That sounded weird.
I think she would be interested, like, overall, because, and I'm saying this, and it's not to necessarily train someone to go out and compete against us, but I think that's where the most growth is going to happen, not only for us but for her as well, for her to be able to kind of help. Okay, she's got the proofs done, artwork done, and she's not like just 15-minute break in between jumping around, because she hardly ever takes breaks, because that's how awesome her work ethic is.
Jason.
Just for her to be able to know how to help out, whether it's reclaiming screens, cleaning squeegees, helping set up the press. I definitely want Michelle to be involved with the press install and the training and all that. So yeah, bottlenecks in your business, and ours is mainly the production part when it comes to screens, but there are, like, for instance, today Shannon spent
6 hours.
6 hours on a quote and lost it.
I hit one key.
I was helping her with that today, and
6 hours
artwork and all that. And so tomorrow I'm going to be hitting the production pretty hard, and then Shannon might not be able to help me out there, but Michelle can come and help me with that part of the production. And
Matt has said, and I quote, "You're bad at production."
Who says that?
You did.
To you?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's one that's not that one won't die very soon.
Yeah, Shannon's gonna be stuck with that. Haunts her because I told her she's bad at production, and I don't get me wrong. I followed up with, you should stick to your strong suits. Not everybody's gonna be able to do everything. Like, I suck at.
See, I heard nothing.
One of my things, and I'm gonna come up. One of my last points here, which I think is probably one that nobody looks forward to, but I'm going to get to that here in a moment. I'm going to wrap the bottleneck section up. And Shannon, what is your next, out of the 10 things, what would you say is the next thing, new screen printing business, or just t-shirt decorating in general?
Networking. The things that we're doing, like, right here, right now. I mean, if you're talking with us, you're interacting with us, you're already networking, you're getting your information. But I know a lot of people watch these things or watch the YouTube things without actually doing a personal connection. And God, it makes so much more of the difference to actually just be able to know the person on hand and be able to just interact with them, speak with them, because you're not suddenly a face, and you get more information. And when you network with one person, it leads you to another person with more information, leads you to another person, and then they give you the hookups. Like, hell, we network with Orange Star, and now he's sending business to us, like, you know, contract.
I will definitely say that.
And shit. fun.
the YouTube channel has definitely helped.
And like, you know, we'll go to places like, you know, the ISS show, and we'll network with Ryan. We'll pick his brain, and he'll like try to like throw us some type of salesy, you know, hey, you know what we can do, and we're like, nah. But at the same time, though, it's just it's good to get to know him.
The cool thing about I would say about Ryan is it's not like a connection on a level where it's where a buyer necessarily. When you really think about it, which is smart on his end, is the sense that we're putting out these videos teaching people how to screen print. And obviously you're going to need equipment, so you're going to go searching around. They have a ton of videos, and for them to come across, and they're huge in the market. So the way he looks at it, even though years, maybe it's like 2014, 2015, bought a handful of stuff through them, and then obviously you guys know went through Catspit for a little bit, rep Catspit for a good year. But I wasn't buying supplies.
He is, by the way.
Yeah, we need to catch up with him.
Yeah.
But I wasn't buying supplies through him, nor Ryan. It was like, you know, GSG has been our go-to, or McB Supply. McB Supply quite a bit here recently with GSG, and going back to the networking part of it, which it kind of ties hand in hand with your vendors as well, because
Miss Jackie,
getting to know them, you know, they might pull some strings for you.
Miss Jackie would pull strings.
Carlos would
just take us in the back and like let us pick out like all the extra vinyl we wanted.
Yeah, we would go up to GSG, and Carlos would be like, "Man, here, just take this. We're looking for a blue glitter vinyl. Here, I don't even worry about it. Here, just take this." Even the hook up with some samples and all that. There's a lot of places that do samples for a lot of people, but and that's not a but like I'm trying to cut you off. It's like going to the ISS show. I know they're there to hand out some samples, but I mean, it's not like you're just going to walk up there and grab the sample. You have to kind of initially do that networking with them, where they want to get some of your information, of course, so they can sell to you. But I mean, it's still all a part of networking. You never know. There are TSC, for instance. They swing some business to us, at least leads. Shannon
will send us leads for business and things like that. But that also goes back into the relationship thing. What I'm talking about though with networking is the more people you branch out with, and it's what Dave said, because he had just spider webs and stuff, and then he's like, "Those are spider webs, not snowflakes." I saw your face, Shannon, because I looked at it. I went. But no, it's just like the more people that you're getting out there and meeting, the more connections you're making, the more leads you might have, and the more clients you might accumulate from that, and the more information, the more aware of the whole environment of the current situation in screen printing will be.
And it's not only just about like the screen printing community. Like, say for instance, our dude up at the corner store, we might swing by there and grab some snacks and crap, and he's like,
he means beer.
Not just beer, but I mean, we go up there to get gas, snacks, beer, but he knows what we do.
Jason,
and
I'm sorry about the holders.
And what, you know, like, he knows other people as well. So he's like, "Oh, hey, you're looking for t-shirts? So-and-so does shirts. They do business cards. They do stickers." Even when we're out and about, like 403 Eats in Tomball, we met the mayor there.
She hugged me.
Networking.
I got to hug the mayor.
And so we handed her some information, which we need to follow up with her.
Well,
she did eventually reach out. You know, sometimes it takes...
She said it went to her junk the first time. I'm thinking it just went back to her junk again.
Yeah, once this slow season comes around, we're going to make sure it's not a slow season in kind of following up.
That means I get to play less video games.
And we need to like do I wouldn't say we're doing an awful job or anything like that because we're staying busy, but just kind of following up as well.
Yep.
So
that was my last one.
let's wrap that up and then. Okay, so
We've
yours
got
was
some
networking.
questions after you're done.
Okay, this one will be fairly quick, and I think this comes without saying is putting in the work. Even though we did talk about having personal time or family time, there are times when you're just gonna have to grind and know that you have your deadlines. You do have work to do. I mean, if you're really hustling and you have the appropriate amount of help, then you won't have to be working too many long hours. But I mean, I can tell when we're kind of dragging ass a little bit and we're not necessarily grinding as much as we normally do. We might have a day where it's just like we don't. I'm just not feeling it today. And that happens with everybody. It's like there's days where you need to get your work done. However, you just, man, need that motivation in there, or maybe just for whatever reason, you're just feeling a little exhausted. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe the family is needing more of your time, and families take a lot of energy and effort and all
And
that.
God forbid you have 3 kids and your partner gets sick.
Dog, 3 kids and a dog. But like actually just putting in the work, putting in those OT hours when you need to. So starting out a new business, I'm going to say that it's not like, say for myself, for instance, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. How I managed to start this business is I had a full-time job, and I would print for maybe 3 or 4 hours or work on my stuff at home, go to sleep at like 9 o'clock once the kids are fed and everybody's happy and we got some time in together, and then I'd get about a good 4 hours worth of sleep, wake up in the morning before I had to go to work and hammer out what I needed to do. And at that point, it was, just small stuff. And then eventually it became too much for that. And I did have to kind of butt into the family time, but it was all for a good cause.
I went on a date.
Shannon went on a date, and it kind of butted into it a little bit because I was like, she's like, what's wrong? I got shirts to print. I need to print some shirts. We've been spending some time together.
It was our second date.
Come spend some time. Yeah, we spent some time. No, that was like third date. Maybe it was the second date.
It was the second date.
Well, it was, hey, I have some shirts I need to print.
Yeah, I got shit to do.
Yeah, and if you want to hang out tonight, I think before you even came over, I was like, hey, I got shit I need to do. But you're more than welcome to come hang out and see what I do.
I came over and I went, I'll help.
And here she is.
And then we watched Galaxy Quest.
So a good way to balance both of those is get the family involved if possible.
The kids say they don't want to be involved.
No, actually, Mac, he wanted the camera this weekend, and I was just like, he
wanted the camera.
I'm going to get them involved. I'm not going to force it, but I'm going to get them involved.
I do a picture on Instagram of Scarlett trying to be the catcher.
See? I mean...
yeah, it lasted for like 3 seconds, and then she burned her hand. She said, fuck this.
Well, they're kids. Their attention spans like that of a goldfish. Okay, let's go over to the chat. I only have one more. Shannon, I imagine you have one more as well. Let's go over to the chat.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, you should.
I do. Networking was supposed to be last.
We're on 8, baby. We're on 8.
Okay, my last one was when you're starting out, you need to realize something we've seen a lot of people do, and that's why they end up contracting out to us, is they're taking on too much to handle for their pace. And so it's not really considered a steady growth. Instead, it's going too fast for them to keep up. And that can be a great thing. It really can, but at the same time, contracting out always comes with an element of risk. I'm not gonna lie. And if you're just like rushing through things and you're getting all these orders out when you're just starting, you're not learning what the things you need to be learning. So it needs to be like what people don't realize is, yeah, it's great if you're just like going all of a sudden just out of nowhere. You start and boom, everything pops. But you're not gaining the experience you need, like from that slow and steady progress that you would have had. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. I would say, and to kind of add to that, in which initially it was kind of hard delegating out, as you guys saw in our vlog, like back in February, Shannon got sick, we got behind, but not only that, it was the busiest February we ever had, and then that's when we started interviewing to bring a graphic designer in, and Panda was still helping at the time. I'd say we're still at the point where, and it's kind of slowing down just a little bit. And I wouldn't say it's like, oh my god, I'd say slowing down to the point towards where the three of us are going to handle it, because Omar is not in the picture right now, and finding some
Right now.
he hasn't been for a little while. So we've been managing with the three of us, and I've been getting a little on the backed up side. So us just kind of working more as a team. When it comes time to bring someone else on, or maybe even just hire Michelle full time, that we'll cross that bridge. But like there's things like outsourcing. Say, for instance, obviously we don't have an embroidery machine in our shop. We outsource that, and it's an extra source of income. So, if you are if you are overwhelmed, reach out to us or find someone in your area that's local that can help you with that, towards where you can still make some profit, and you're just kind of handling the back end of things. And it's nothing to frown upon.
No,
just find
not.
someone that you're happy with their quality of work. And I know for myself, when we get overwhelmed and we're just trying to rush through things, that's when quality isn't where we would like it to be, and we end up making mistakes, and we have to end up doing reprints and all that.
Well, that, and when you're in a really piss poor mood. And I actually have to. I have to sit there and like actually tell you. But what I will say though is about the embroidery stuff. I have stopped giving a shit what people are like. Do you do it in house? I'm like, nope. We outsource it, but guess what? They're gonna charge you what we're charging you, because we only make half of that profit. And they're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
because I used to say, no, we have a sister facility or something like that. And you guys, if you want to use it, like read and recognize your customers, or clients, excuse me. Read and recognize clients. If they feel like they really, really want everything in house, just call it a sister facility. But for the most part, I've just stopped. I've stopped hiding it. I'm just like, yeah, no, we outsource that. I have to check with them. Don't bother going to them. We're giving you the same pricing that they would be charging you.
Yeah, it's funny because the brief moment that I did work at Minuteman Press, they called it Central Facility, and all that meant, because they're a huge franchise, everybody's like, oh yeah, there's a central facility that all this stuff is going to. No, they picked and chose like people that are in the area that they could outsource this stuff to and get contract pricing, and then they would mark it up. So I mean, that's pretty much a lot of what Minuteman Press is they might have, kind of like us here, we can do the vinyl and screen printing, and then everything else is outsourced.
I've stopped hiding it.
Yeah, it's outsourced, and so you're getting paid for your time, for organizing things, making sure the art is set the proper print size, and there's a lot more risk involved when it comes to that, because you're not making as much profit and you don't have the equipment, whatever it is to facilitate
Not to
whatever it is
mention-
you're outsourcing.
Not to mention that, there's always a risk in contracting out. And so it's like double contracting out.
It is.
And that's why I'm actually like in a tiny bit of water
right
now.
So there's our take on being overwhelmed and some solutions to help with that. And we'll take some time to find some good people to outsource.
Some good tips, though, for when you are overwhelmed. Positive attitude. Cry when you need to. And remember, bunnies give kisses, cows have best friends, and everybody poops. That's actually my mantra whenever I'm really upset.
Yeah, I've helped add to that list. Okay, so
guess which one?
Moving on to the last one, and I hate talking about this, and I'm going to make this one super short.
Cool, because we got questions and it's almost 8.
Right.
And actually
this
really
is
need a margarita
about,
today.
like, say for instance, we all have to file taxes, right? We all have to do some accounting. We all have to make sure that we're our pricing set right and all that. If you're not good at that kind of stuff, which I could take a page from exactly what I'm about to say, because I still need to work on that and line up an accountant, because I've been doing it myself, and this takes away from us actually being able to produce. Is just finding kind of segueing back to what Shannon was just saying. If you're overwhelmed, but this is a whole nother subject matter when it comes to your pricing, your taxes, and all that stuff. Filing your taxes is to find someone that can help you with that, or even a service to help with that. I struggle with that in the sense that not enough time, and could be more organized with it. However, it's something you got to factor into, and something like we're constantly, I wouldn't say we're constantly adjusting our prices, but we're keeping an eye on it and make sure that we have everything factored into it. All those fees, your accountant, your whatever the case may be, your overhead, your profit, and all that. So number 10, taxes, pricing. Let's just say I feel like tax is a dirty word. Taxes.
It is a dirty word.
Hate them. And I didn't go to school for taxes. Okay. Although I went to school in Texas, but what I'm good at is the
I cannot
artwork
roll my eyes hard enough for that
part. So I'm gonna end it there, because
all right, we got some questions.
that one's filthy. I don't like that. Get out of here. All right, so we're gonna go over some questions here in these last 5 minutes or so.
Imagination of parents.
Well,
Anything you're about to say is gonna sound sexist.
No. No, what I'm saying, like, some people have their logos. Some people have like drawings of their faces, whatever the case may be.
I have a shop gnome with a beard.
I forgot who I'm looking for.
Imagination
Graphics. Just knowing what people's faces look like. I don't know. Someday it's gonna.
I have a picture of a gnome spilling a beer with a beard, listening on headphones.
Yeah, and it looks nothing like you.
Exactly. That was the whole point of the beginning. I liked the anonymity.
Imagination Apparel. Do you offer your customers credit terms? Excuse me. Only with those that are golly, can't talk. Okay, only with those clients that are regulars, and we know that they have like they'll pay their bills, right? There's 2 clients that I can think of, and that's it, that do have a credit with us, and that's a church and then one of our contract people. So we're the contract printers, and they send work to us.
But also, though, we have that we never charge screen fees for, ever.
Who's that? What? I don't know what that means, but I'm sure there's a particular. What?
TXA.
Oh, well, we use the same screen over and over. It's like
No,
one
we
screen. Yeah, we do.
We're not charging for the toddler shirts.
What?
We're not charging for the toddler shirts.
Well, we'll talk about that. They're consistent, easy to deal with aside from the pain in the ass of putting things together.
6 hours.
They're one of my longest standing clients, and a screen fee, which the reason for the screen fee, not for them in particular, they tend to order just a left chest print. We have that set up and ready to go.
We still charge Jim the left
and they toss us 200-300 shirts like every couple 2 or 3 months, and they don't ask us questions about what we're charging.
Yeah, and in the beginning you were like, charge them this, and I'm just like, why? So I gradually moved them up on the price chart, like to where they like charge like a normal client.
We gradually just increased our prices all together, and that was part of it. Okay, so is there any other questions you can?
There was. I forgot.
Dave is saying yes.
B3 wants to know the status of the new press.
All right, so I talked to the guys today. It is in the States, and we are lining up a date. We are lining up a date for the press to come in.
I'm still waiting for the other shoe to fall.
Trust me, I've been waiting. It's been a long time coming. And
our buyer has been waiting.
The buyer of the press, he called and dropped some F-bombs. I told him, I was like, man, it's going to be a couple 2 or 3 months. And he's like, I every time I hear something, like every couple weeks I'll check in and be like, yeah, this is the status. And then I'll give him, but because they've been kind of vague, non-definitive, like here's the date it's going to be in hand. Like I can't, they and I myself can't tell you going through customs and all that stuff, and then arriving at the facility and unloading. It's like, it's not a t-shirt order, it's a custom press. So y'all hang tight. We're waiting as well. We're excited to show the press off. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. Everybody, it's with the press. What is it?
Hey, little Jimmy says, how do you handle a hungry gnome? Margaritas and guacamole.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So let's see. Beer fee, yeah, they're definitely, yeah, we put that into that's called our cost of living, which there is technically a beer fee in there.
I call it the pain in the ass factor.
I literally have a budget for, not that we drink that much, but I do, like, I like to itemize things when it doesn't come necessarily to pricing things. Here's the price here, and I know, like, one of these days I may show you guys, not necessarily the cost of our living, but how I like to break things down, and I have it like to the T, and it's crazy. So anyways,
so he gets to, like, analyze how much I cost him every month.
Yeah, it's just what it comes down to. All right, guys.
That's why I know. Oh, wait, one more.
We got one more question.
Hustle.
Heart and Hustle. What's up, Heart and Hustle?
Hey,
Joe, what is going on, buddy? Been checking out your videos, doing a great job over there.
Business every time people ask me for sublimation, just so you know. Don't know if you've heard anything.
Yeah, we've been
trying to pass some stuff to you.
Swing you some business. So, what is this question? Because I'm not seeing it.
He wants to know if we charge to separate a file. If so, what does it cost?
We do. Email me, matt@mikeydesigns.com, and
what does he have?
We'll give you some pricing on it. It just depends really on how complicated the file is, and whether or not the file needs to be redrawn. So I can't necessarily say based off of a question what it's going to cost. I need to examine whether or not it's high res, needs to be redrawn, and how complicated, how many colors and all that stuff it will take to separate. So email me, Joe, Matt@MikeyDesigns, and if any of you guys need some help with that, email me as well. We also do vectorizing and all that, and we're going to put out some videos here in the near future, or at least I want to, based off of the contract printing, like us essentially offering that to you guys. And I'm just kind of waiting for this press to come in, to get set up, so that way we can have those 9 colors to work with and have that much more colors to work with, and the ability to do more things, more colors, more complicated prints you can do. So I'm excited about it. All right, guys. Well, Shannon, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Sorry we didn't get everybody's comments and stuff. I think we were pretty full with this one.
Yeah, we definitely stuck to really sticking
no
to
tangents.
The topic.
Mostly.
I mean, we have our tangents within the topic, but let us know what y'all thought about us sticking to some sort of program like we did, or if you enjoy us goofing off a little more and having one generic topic. Let us know in the chat. Well, obviously we're about to get off, but let us know down in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up before you leave. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We got some awesome stuff coming up. I've been working on some videos.
And I am badgering him like a puppy over those squeegees because they're talking about them.
Oh, yeah. I apologize, guys. We've just been...
He doesn't listen to me anymore.
No, the problem is, and we're going to do a little something. I've been thinking we're going to do a little something extra special because myself personally, because we've been busy just with so many things that it's mind-boggling just thinking about the amount of responsibilities we have, and then not that the squeegees are a low priority, but it's just okay. They're here. I got them in a box. I need to go get boxes and all that, and we need to.
I've tried to get the boxes for you. You said no.
Yeah. It's because I need to know what size. And I apologize. We're getting to a little bit more of a calmer state, and I'm gonna make that a priority tomorrow to get those out. So I apologize, but we're gonna do a little something extra special because it has been a hot minute. Been a hot. I realize that the giveaways isn't our thing.
Not on my end. You just get mad at me when I keep like trying to tell you to do it.
I need help with these things.
Well,
like I've got
me telling you we need to do it is my help.
Helping you with the quotes.
Oh my god,
clients,
this is the first time you've helped me with the quotes for like in.
Oh, bullhorn.
Okay.
Bull
you helped
crap.
me. You've helped me with like 2 quotes last week.
I help you with phone calls. I help you with
Only
walk-ins.
because I can't answer.
I help you handle accepting credit card payments.
I
help
don't know
with
how
the
to do
quote.
that, and your phone.
I
broke my phone.
I still do everything.
You see this? Do you see this?
Everything.
Do you see
I
this?
still
do
do
you see
everything.
This?
Including
This is the respect the manager gets.
Including. What are you talking about? You still get lots of respect. All I'm saying is I still have a lot of responsibility. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy the responsibility, but sometimes you get overwhelmed. And so I apologize. Anyhow, be sure to subscribe so that way you can get some awesome stuff in our next giveaway. No, we're not going to have any giveaway. I'd say that we should probably limit our giveaways to our slow season. So,
hey, look what's coming up.
Yeah. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in, guys, and for understanding and for supporting us. We'll see you guys next time. Apollo says hello, and I'm trying to drive OBS over here, and he's not allowing me. But we will see you guys next Monday at 7 p.m. And y'all enjoy y'all's week, and we'll see you later. Shannon, something you wanted to say?
Emily is a bitch and love you guys' hearts.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So we're getting out of here. we'll talk about that next
Never.
regular session.
Next never.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about it. Anyways, later, guys.